Thank you. Yeah, thanks, and welcome everyone to the presentation of Nexus Minerals. Standard disclaimer, and obviously the presentation's on the company website. The buttons are working. Brief corporate overview. Very tight share structure for an exploration company, which we're particularly proud of. Only 193 million shares on offer. Currently trading at around 7.5 cents for a market cap of just over 14.5 million. We're well funded with $5.5 million currently in the bank, which we're putting to good use drilling at the moment, with an EV of just over 9 million. So the company has plenty of room to move, and hopefully it's in a northerly direction. Board and management, all mining personnel, been all in the industry for a long time, and it's what we do and what we love. The company is targeting discovery of large-scale gold deposits in Western Australian goldfields. We've stuck to that for the last 5-6 years, and that's what we'll continue to do. Certainly some of the best terrain, we believe, in Australia and in the world. We've got a strategic land holding in the eastern goldfields of WA. We're very close to and associated with Saracen, who are a shareholder and a JV partner in one of the tenements and tenure I'll talk about today. So two of the main project areas which I'll be discussing today are Pinnacles and the WALLBROOK gold projects. The company that obviously I'm running is a gold exploration focus, with a lot of development experience as well. So we're looking to drive this thing forward. The project areas you can see there are intimately linked and hosted very much intertwined with Saracen's tenure all out in that the Eastern Goldfields area. So the Pinnacles project butts up against the southern tenure of Saracen's Carosue Dam, and the northern WALLBROOK project butts against just immediately north of Carosue and runs all the way up and wraps in and around their porphyry and WALLBROOK mining operations. So great tenure. We've got the Laverton belt with their over 40 million ounces, but more importantly, we're in that Keith Kilkenny shear. You've got to be in the right rocks, and we certainly are. So the Pinnacles project itself, the Saracen's Carosue Dam there, obviously over 5 million ounces in resources. Our tenure butts up against theirs, and we're in the JV with them on that central blue project area. 13 k's south, 125 square k's of tenure, great gold price, great exploration ground. So the opportunity at Pinnacles, which I'll discuss first, is a near-term gold production opportunity. We've been exploring at Pinnacles for the last 4 years. It's a contributing joint venture with ourselves and Saracen, with Nexus currently 90%. The project's got a JORC 12 combined resource of just over 600,000 tonnes at 4 grams for 78,000 ounces. But importantly, when we've done our resources, they're done very much from a point of view of how do we get these ounces out of the ground. With the open pit currently showing just on 160,000 ounces at 2.4, and the underground at 450,000 at 4.6. So you get a very good split, and these are very much A-class quality ounces. And talking to a shareholder yesterday, they said it's interesting and good to see some numbers like you've seen in the past, where you've got some really good open pit and underground numbers, which are certainly very attractive. A number of other reasons which make the modest size so attractive is a small open pit followed by an underground operation. Feasibility study is underway at the moment. Finished a scoping study earlier in the year, which was very positive. So we've had a diamond and an RC rig out there for the last couple of months, and results will start flowing in from the next week or two, completing all the standard geotech, metallurgy, hydro, environmental and heritage, and mining proposal is currently also underway. We've got an existing ore sale and purchase agreement with Saracen, so we're able to treat any of this ore through their soon-to-be upgraded 3.2 million tonne per annum Carosue plant. So that makes things obviously a hell of a lot easier from a lot of perspective, but particularly capital costs, de-risking the project metrics, with very, very low capital costs involved in getting the project up and running. Great Australian dollar gold price, and we can accelerate the timeline. The resource itself, the Domain 1, is the main resource which we're contemplating mining commencement. It's about 120, 130 metres long, 3 metres wide, down to about 300 metres where we've drilled at the moment. And it's just a perfect ore body from many ways, but it's structurally not complex within the ore body itself. It's fairly continuous and it doesn't vary a lot, both in terms of grade or thickness. So to date, the mining people and the team we've put together are very happy with what we're seeing. So this is what the scoping study contemplated, very conceptual, but from surface down to roughly 80 metres, we'd be taking the open pit, and the underground then continues after that. This work was done at around a $2,100 gold price. When we're looking at a $2,500 gold price, the open pit certainly continues down further, around 100, 120 metres depth, and it's looking particularly good at the moment. So we'll continue that work this quarter, and into the December quarter we'll have our answers from our feasibility, and we hope to go mining as soon as Q1 next year based on those results. The WALLBROOK project is the other main project which we're exploring on. So it's even though it's in some fairly good real estate and amongst multiple mining operations, the ground package had been splintered over the years, and took me sort of 3 or 4 years to pull this whole thing together. So now, we have all that ground from Carosue Dam all the way and through the Porphyry Mining Centre there. A lot of the ground hasn't had anybody walk over it ever. There's no drill holes, and yet we're on the same structural terrain and the same area as what the current gold mining operations are at. So good package of rocks, good setting, multi-million ounce gold district, significant historical results in the district, and like I said, largely underexplored. So the regional geology is fantastic. We're looking for these internal porphyry intrusives and altered host rocks, which ultimately host the gold mineralisation. We drilled out Crusader last year, 40-hole program, couple of million tonnes at 1.22 for 85,000 ounces. Project's open at depth and further to the north, and more work's going to be undertaken on that on this quarter. So it's a good-looking resource, some good intersections there that we got, including 27 at 3, 35 at 2.8, and 29 at 2.85. So there's some good numbers there. The long section shows the resource area to date, open everything below literally 80, 90 metres, and open to the north. Pit optimisations will determine what we do next in regards drilling there. That's what the mineralisation looks like, a nice high-grade core with some bellying and some supergene enrichment above the water table. But encouragingly, there's some really good underground potential underneath potential open pits as well. So the theme continues. We're looking for these ore bodies in this style, and we're certainly intersecting some good rocks to date. We're currently just completing the first part of a drill program just to the north of Crusader, which is Templar. We got some really good air core results last year, and so the RC drill rig is in there, started about 3.5 weeks ago. So from next week we're starting to see all the results from this drill program. So plenty of news flow coming in this regard. The rig then the next week will head up to Branches, which is just a bit further to the north. Found some historic drill holes there, with including 15 metres at 4.5 grams, which were done back in '95 that have never been followed up. So we're following those ones up, and also Golden DYKE was another project which Nexus has drilled previously and got 3 metres at 19 grams, and we haven't followed that one up either. So this whole area now is been incredibly busy with the RC rig, and hence we'll be getting a whole range of results starting from next week, literally for the next 4 to 6 weeks. At the same time, we're moving north with ground mag. Ground mag's highly effective here. As we can see there, the dark red is effectively the hydrothermal alteration, and then you'll see patches where there's some lows and some destruction of the magnetite within the hydrothermal alteration packages, which is what we're targeting. And at the moment, we're coming up with mineralisation when we're drilling those. So that'll be continuing on for this next quarter. Paint is a larger and much more complex prospect, which is in the same corridor, but we're targeting very much this Karari style of mineralisation here. And, that size red dots is the size of the Karari resource, which currently is around roughly 2 million ounces and 30 k's to the south. The rocks that we hit in some of the drill holes last year got some fantastic, what we'd call, I suppose, technical success, 64 metres at 0.3 and 48.36. But importantly, the sort of styles of rocks we're intersecting were very similar to what Karari saw in the early stages, which I'll just briefly touch on. But I mean, it's the Karari story was one of an evolution, not so much almost an overnight discovery, and it took a lot of years and a lot of intercepts like 26 at 0.1 and 54 at 0.2 to be discovered. So still a lot of work to do. That red dotted circle is again what we're looking at, which when you look at the broader side, that's the size that we've tested to date. So a lot more work to do in this area, but it'll be coming towards the end of this year. Planned exploration activities through the whole district will continue, the geological modelling, working the structures, working out where the best corridors are, drilling them out, and then driving some potential resources. Roughly 50 kilometres of strike there, very much the right rocks, the right corridor of rocks, and multiple projects to test and prospects to test. And there's, by way of locality, Saracen's 5 million ounce corridor as well. So highly prospective ground. Bit of a snapshot there of this 6 months. The Pinnacles, as we said, feasibility study, that'll run us through all of this year, potentially going mining next year. And WALLBROOK, a lot of RC drilling, and some results literally from next week right the way through till the end of the year. Nexus Minerals, highly prospective and strategic land holding, potential for near-term cash flow through the Pinnacles project, actively exploring for these multi-million ounce gold deposits in a region that already has a number which we can hopefully follow on for. Strategic, systematic exploration, major gold producer Saracen, a shareholder, a JV partner, and certainly highly supportive of our exploration activities in the district. And accessing their mine and mill infrastructure certainly also helps our regional work. 5.5 million bank and actively exploring. So thank you very much for listening, and we're down at booth 22 if anyone would like to come down and have a further chat.
Andy, thank you very much. Put your hands together for Andy and for Nexus.